Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Wyndham-Raymond School District Board of Directors meeting. Today is Wednesday, June 7th, 2023. We are in the Wyndham Middle School cafeteria, and the time is 6:30. May I have a call to order, please?
Sure. Kate Bricks.
Here.
Jessica Bridges.
Here.
Jenny Butler.
Here.
Jody Carroll.
Here.
Caitlin Downs.
Here.
Marge Gavoni.
Here.
Shar Jewell.
Here.
Christina Small.
Here.
Al Potter.
Is that it? Thank you. Will you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to start out this evening with some great news. Student recognition. I'd like to have Jeff Riddle, the indoor-outdoor track coach, come forward and bring his students with him. He's going to recognize our student athletes and their state championship titles. Welcome.
Hi, my name is Jeff Riddle. I'm the indoor and outdoor girls track and field head coach. And track and field is a great statement. We often call it track, but it's 19 different events in the outdoor arena. So picture 19 different sports that are basically applied physics. And in indoor, it's about 14 or 15 events. And this is Taylor Pelletier. So Taylor, come on up right here. So Taylor is a sophomore at Wyndham High School, and she is a very accomplished dancer. And that has transformed her into an elite Maine student athlete in the sport of track and field. So Taylor not only is the indoor track and field triple jump champion from the winter season over at USM, but luckily you planned this to be tonight so that we could get through our rainy, cold state championship meet on Saturday, where Taylor did not allow that to outwit her capacity. She was performing in 4 events, and that's what we say when we go to states, we perform. We're not there practicing, we're representing Wyndham High School. And she did incredibly well while there. In the high jump, she placed 3rd. In the 100 hurdles, she made the finals, which means you have to run it twice. She placed 3rd. She then, later in the meet, in the rain, well, actually it wasn't that rainy then, she placed 4th in the 300-meter hurdles. Which the week before she set the new school record in, and earlier in the day she triple jumped in the rain, and at that meet she jumped over 36 feet, but the week prior at Southwesterns she beat our school record set by Caitlin Smith by jumping 37 feet 2 inches. So picture the rock wall, that's only 27 feet tall. She went 37 feet 2 inches. Taylor had our only points on the day. We had some other challenges and hiccups on the day at states, so she earned 27 points solo, and that put us in 11th place overall in the Class A championship. The week prior at Southwesterns in outdoor track and field, her and her team were able to make our school history, for us at least, and we were 3rd overall after a 10-1 season. A lot of that is Taylor. So Taylor Pelletier, she also is an incredible student, and importantly to say, she brings smile, energy, and extra brand new teammates to our team, and has built our team to this family that it is today. So what she's accomplishing is amazing. This week alone, because she's heading to New England, she qualified for 4 events in the New England Championships. That's a first for my experience coaching since 1999. And we will only do 3 of those events because we're going to give her a break. So on Saturday, she'll travel to Bangor, where she'll compete against all of New England. The top 6 best in New England will be there per state, and she'll be performing in the 100-meter hurdles, the 300-meter hurdles, and of course, as a state champion, the triple jump. So I don't know what else to do here except have us recognize how elite this athlete is and what is in her future. So Taylor Peltier.
I just want to say you're a sophomore, right? So great. We'll get to see you a couple more years coming up here. Super. Congratulations. We're so proud of you.
Thanks for having us.
We also have joining us tonight Aiden Cafone, who is here with his coach, John Nicholas, and Aiden was a winter wrestling champion. So Aiden, why don't you come forward with your coach?
Well, thanks for having us. It's exciting to be able to recognize wrestling. And I'm John Nicholas. I'm the head wrestling coach at Windham High School, and this is Aiden Cafone. He's a sophomore at Windham High School, and he is the 2023 Class A state champion in the 120-pound weight class. And it's also his second state championship. He also won it last year as a freshman, so two-time state champion. He's also the first Windham wrestling state champion in the history of the school. So pretty impressive.
Well, Aiden, you also are a sophomore. I remember you coming before us last year, so I'm pretty excited for your accomplishments, but also that we get to see you again for another couple of years. I read about you in the paper, too, so congratulations. This is really a great honor.
And I just wanted to state that he's also going to be representing a Maine wrestling team that's going to Nebraska this summer to wrestle. So I want to wish him the best of luck with that. Thank
Congratulations.
you. Thank you.
Okay, next up is public input. The purpose of public comment is to provide an opportunity to address the board on matters specific to our schools and educational matters. All other comments beyond that scope are not appropriate for this meeting. The board will listen carefully to all members of the public but will not respond. Speakers are expected to follow rules of common decency and decorum. Interrupting any speaker or board member during commentary is not allowed. All speakers are to address the board, not the audience. Each person is granted an opportunity to address the board one time during public comment with a maximum speaking time of 3 minutes. Sharing time with another speaker is not permitted. I will alert the speaker at the 3-minute mark. Actually, my timer will help me alert you. If speakers do not complete their comments within the allotted 3 minutes, they may submit a written statement to the board. Written statements are also accepted from those who do not wish to speak publicly. Requests for information or concerns that require further research will be noted and referred to the superintendent for further action if necessary. Discussion of matters involving individual students is not permitted during public comment due to the privacy, confidentiality, and due process rights of any RSU 14 student. Comments, positive or negative, regarding any individual staff member, either by name or specifically identifiable by position, are not permitted. If the comments continue, the mic will be turned off. Just to be clear, this is anyone who receives a paycheck from RSU 14. Complaints about any district employee should follow the process outlined in policy KEB, public complaints about school personnel, and are not permitted during public comment. Adults must share their first and last name and the town they reside in, and students are not required to share their last name. Finally, if you read an excerpt from a book, please state the title and the author. Thank you all for joining us this evening. We look forward to hearing from you. Who would like to speak?
Justin Wynot from Windham. Your blind, misguided ideology is destroying society. The large majority of this community is against this madness you call education. Childhood is a time of joy and innocence and should be an absolute right for all children. A lot of kindergartners can't even tie their shoes or recite their home address when they start school. But instead of teaching basic academics, schools are actually promoting identity confusion, emotional harm, and insecurity. These negative impacts will burden children their whole lives. It's no surprise that child and adolescent mental health has been in a steep incline, with students being taught to question their own identity from an ever-growing list of absurd options. Why do you, as adults, need your delusions validated by the children of this community? The safety and well-being of students is taking a back seat to gender identity. In secrecy, you have infiltrated our schools with harmful curriculum and content, trying to confuse, divide, and sexualize children at the expense of academic learning. You are directly violating parental rights laid out in the Constitution of the United States. The public school system has no right to expose children to radical sexual ideology. But yet this board and superintendent continue to push this harmful content. You continually undermine parents and their right to direct their education and upbringing under the 14th Amendment. Abraham Lincoln once said, "You can fool some of the people all of the time, and all of the people some of the time, but you cannot fool all of the people all of the time." During the Second World War, Nazi Germany encouraged and trained their young children to spy on their parents and turn them in. Stalin did the same, Mao did the same, and now so do you, destroying family unity and trust. In the classrooms and school clubs, and by your counselors and social workers, without parents' knowledge, children are being sexualized, indoctrinated, and taught to be hostile towards their families, the parents who love, care, and support their children. Every single day, you knowingly are destroying the lives of children. It's shameful that you call yourself educators. You bring disgrace to the teachers and staff that have dedicated their lives to empowering and educating the young minds of this community.
Anyone else?
Kristen Day. I'm not sure exactly how to ask this question. So my daughter's a freshman in high school, and when COVID happened and she was in middle school, they didn't give any homework, and the requirements in school were boiled down to basically just survival, help the kids mentally survive. So she's a freshman in high school now, and I have not seen any of that come back. So she's in honors and she's going to be on the AP track. You know, bright, driven, motivated. She's doing her projects, but so I know you can't answer me, but is there a policy that has said kids don't get any homework anymore? Or is it behind the scenes where they're just given class time to do it, where the instruction time is cut down? Is there an actual policy? I want an answer, so I guess I'll have to email you for that. But kids, it used to be, my older two, 21 and 19 now, when they went through, it was a whole different level of kids. It was achievement based, so whatever their focus was, it doesn't have to be strictly academic, but it was, you know, you went from classes to clubs to sports to, you know, some people were 4-H, some people were scouts, and now I'm seeing that kids aren't given that path, that drive, and a lot of them are going home after school. She doesn't have any homework now. She loves that, but I'm thinking, what's going to be like for her when she goes to college? She's not having to work hard. I don't know if that's policy, I don't know, but I need an answer because she's not being prepared for college and life, that's for sure. So that's all.
Anyone else?
Rebecca Cole, Wyndham. I'm sure Superintendent Howell will speak to this in a little bit, but I just wanted to give, through the chair, some accolades to the educators in the Katahdin program. I, along with a couple of school board members, was able to attend their commencement ceremony last week. I can't remember the last time I was just so moved by the really deep connections that the educators present had with their students, the way that they not only acknowledged their accomplishments, but acknowledged the journey that they had been on to get to that point. As you all know, I've been partnering with the Katahdin program with my first graders this year, and it was just a really special event. So I just wanted to give an acknowledgement to those educators and also to all of our educators in the district. It's been an extraordinary few years. We keep thinking, oh, we're going to get back to normal. I don't think that we've quite found yet what normal is, because even in this season, there are certainly other changes and challenges that have arisen, and they keep rising to the occasion for our students. And I also wanted to give a thank you to the folks who provided a nice treat for the primary school teachers today, and to thank all of you as we've come to almost the end of another school year. Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Hi, excuse me. I'm Barb Murray. I'm a resident of Wyndham, and I wanted to compliment the school board for all of your work in the budget validation process so far. We have cleared step 1, we've cleared step 2, those both have passed. And next Tuesday, the 3rd step of the budget validation will be on the ballot. And I'm going to support the budget. It's fiscally responsible. We have had clear and transparent discussion of what each of the cost centers are, and I urge each Wyndham and Raymond resident to do their research and know that that this is a fiscally responsible budget, and I recommend that it be passed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else?
My name is Gail Savard, 30-year resident of Wyndham. Someone mentioned something about homework. Both my daughters have been in AP and honors classes throughout their high school. My daughter spends 2+ hours every day and on the weekends doing homework. Both girls were involved in after-school activities as well as non-school activities, so programs are available for all students. I do want to say congratulations to Al. He was awarded as one of the students to watch in Maine this weekend by the Portland Press Herald. Great job. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Troy Potter, Wyndham. In just a few days, my time as parent of students in the Wyndham-Raymond School District will come to a close after 16 years. I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank all of the outstanding staff, administration, and faculty, past and present, that have provided an excellent education for both of my children. From elementary through high school, my students have been given the opportunity to learn and grow without restrictions or boundaries. Teachers have gone out of their way to help them, help identify their needs and interests, provided encouragement along the way. My daughter was first interested in performing arts at a very young age and was never the quiet kid in the room. Rather than stifling her exuberance, teachers aided us in finding her, in helping her explore her interests both inside and out of school without any bias or filtering. As she continued through the district, the opportunities became more abundant, and we realized just how supportive the district is of the arts and for those who want to pursue it. From Wyndham Chamber Singers to the theater program to the band, orchestra, and other art courses, Wyndham has been so inclusive to those students who lean towards the artistic side of things. Another example of how teachers look to foster growth in students was with my son. He was always interested in education and learning, even at a young age, and has always been a good traditional student. However, also at a young age, he found an interest in technology and as well as audio and visual arts. When some teachers at the middle school discovered these interests and found that they were not really an educational mechanism in place to allow him for learning in that way, they helped him and some other fellow students create and operate a video podcast where they would discuss current events and interview fellow students and staff members, and also learn about that technology and how it works. For all current and future parents, I encourage you to reach out to your kids' teachers, schedule conferences, attend school events, not only to learn how your children are performing from an academic standpoint, but to learn about their hopes and dreams and what excites them. These folks spend an awful lot of time with them and are often happy to share insights that you may not always recognize each night just sitting across the table with them asking them how their day went. And for all past, present, and future staff, administration, and educators at RSU 14, I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Please keep doing what you're doing and continue to create opportunities for kids and for all interests. Our district offers so many great things that we take for granted that sometimes we just don't realize that not all students in all districts and all states have these offerings. I, for one, am grateful for all of them. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further comment? Seeing none, I will close public comment and we'll move into superintendent's report.
Sure, so I have a couple of things that I want to report tonight. Hi.
I'm sorry, we closed public comment.
No, you did not, because public comment is not done, and I had something to say. I'm Adam Zajac. I live in the town of Wyndham.
Public comment has been closed.
Talking about, really?
We just closed it.
Just closed it as I got out of my seat to walk over here? Is that how you guys are playing this, Kate?
I didn't see you comment and I didn't hear you.
Stood it up, just walked over here.
You have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
The timer's going.
So I've been coming to these school board meetings since January when I found out about 2 sexually explicit books that were in RSU 14. Since then, we have found another 87 books with similar content. Here we are, 5 months later, and only 2 of these books have made it through your book challenge process. And what was the result of your extremely biased book review committees? To keep them on the shelves. You guys should be ashamed of yourselves for allowing this trash in our schools and helping to push the agenda of over-sexualizing our children. Since the start of this, I have found that you push our kids to use pronouns. You put on skits and dress our 2nd and 3rd grade children in tuxedos while attempting to have them hit on an old lady. You have teachers that like to discuss their sexual experiences with their students, and you have a substitute teacher in our primary
We're not
school.
talking about teachers. Mr. Superintendent, I'm sorry you were interrupted. We will continue with the superintendent's report.
So I have a couple of good news items and then some announcements for tonight. So first of all, it was a great week of recognition for RSU 14 employees. Number 1, very excited to announce that Christine Hessler, who is our Director of Curriculum Instruction and Assessment, was named today as the main curriculum leader of the year. So congratulations, Christine. absolutely outstanding honor and just great recognition for work that you've done to not only support students and staff, but to keep us focused on the work that's truly important here in RSU 14. So very well deserved. Also, it was officially announced this week that Jeannie Riley, who is our Director of Nutrition, she was awarded the International Fresh Produce Association Program Excellence Award in K-12 food service. And that is a national award. And we had the president of the Fresh Produce Association who flew in from Indianapolis and presented Jeannie with that award on, I think that was last Thursday. Again, really the entire corporation that sponsors this award was absolutely impressed with Jeannie and Ryan's and the entire food service staff's ability to be able to creatively work fresh fruits and vegetables into the menu. And after having the opportunity to visit multiple schools now to look at kitchens for construction, the quality of food and the food service program here is absolutely outstanding. So congratulations, Jeannie. Jeannie's going to be going to Monterey, California later this summer to be officially recognized at the national conference. So congratulations, Jeannie. And then lastly, for recognition this week, Manchester teacher Stacy Sanborn. She's been awarded the 2023 National Excellence in Teaching About Agriculture by the National Agriculture in the Classroom organization. This is a national award, and to recognize Stacy's work providing fresh fruits and vegetables for the cafeteria and integrating farm to school within her classroom. If you've ever had a chance to have a conversation with Stacy about produce and agriculture, it is an absolute passion of hers. The greenhouses are, and this is definitely a well-deserved recognition. She is going to be heading to Orlando later this month, where she'll be recognized at a national conference for national agriculture in the classroom. A couple of other things. I also had the opportunity to go to the Katahdin graduation last week. Congratulations to Becca Cole, who was recognized as a friend of Katahdin for the work that was done for connecting first grade students with the Katahdin program, and actually a student had a chance to then come and job shadow for a while and learn what it was like to be a first grade teacher. Just a wonderful celebration. If you have not had the chance to go to a Katahdin graduation, what's nice about it is it's an opportunity to celebrate in a small, intimate venue that you can't do with 237 students on stage like we will on Sunday, but outstanding opportunity to recognize some kids, and just a big thank you to the Katahdin staff for inviting us to participate in that. June 11th is a big day, graduation at the Cross Arena at 1:30. One of my favorite days of the year. I look forward to being on stage there, shaking the hands of all the graduates. Congratulations, Al, as valedictorian for the class of 2023. A huge honor for that. And just a huge congratulations to all of our students. I've heard from Mr. Karen that marching practice has actually gone really well this week, that they are ahead of schedule. So we know that there's going to be a fun celebration on Sunday. In addition, June 15th, which is next Thursday night, is the adult ed graduation in the Windham High School auditorium, which will have a smaller class than usual this year. That's a great opportunity to go and congratulate students who have come through our adult education program. Last couple things. First of all, homework. There is not a district policy against homework. There's district specifications and guidelines that are such, so if anybody wants to reach out about homework, two places that I suggest people start is start with the individual classroom teacher, and then also reach out to the building principal, because there are different components at each grade level as far as recommendations for homework, whereas a high school senior is going to look very different than a first grader or kindergartner. But please reach out to them, or if somebody wants to reach out to me, I can make sure that I can guide them. The last thing I want to end with, which is a little bit more of a somber note, but it's a good reminder. We're all aware last week that there was a student who was struck getting off the bus on Lewiston Road in Gray, right about where Spring Meadows is and the old Cole Farms restaurants, for those of you who grew up around here. I've said this at budget meeting, I've said this multiple times. Our buses are on the road every day. We drive the equivalent from here to Dallas every single day with our students out on the road. We also have had some near misses. Big thank you to the Windham Police Department. I've noticed already on their message boards, they've included some signage to remind people. But those giant yellow, national school bus yellow objects that are out there, if the public can just remember, assume that a student is on board, and also assume that that is going to be making a stop at some point, and to be aware of what is actually happening. Just want to give a huge shout out to Deb, who's one of the bus drivers in Raymond. I cannot remember Deb's last name. I'm sure somebody will correct me tonight via email. But we had a near miss up in Raymond about a week and a half ago where someone wasn't paying attention and ended up going far to the right of a bus and heading out towards a berm. And watching Deb on video, absolute consummate professional driver. She put her lights on, plenty of time for traffic to see. She waited for traffic to slow. She watched all of her mirrors, and when she saw a car coming out of control, she put her arm up and she stopped students from exiting. And it's just a testament to the professional nature of our drivers and what an outstanding job they do to keep our students safe day in, day out. Just so proud of them, and I was so proud of Deb watching her on the video and just her professional conduct on that. But a reminder, last day of school is June 16th. We'll have summer school. We'll still be running buses, but just for the public, assume that when you see a bus, that bus at some point is going to put out a stop arm and that there's going to be students present, and just to pay attention on the road. So I know we got a busy night. That's what I have for my report.
Thank you. Before I turn board roundtable over to the rest of the board, I have some things I'd like to say. First of all, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge and bid farewell to Al Potter, who has served as our Windham High School representative on the board. It's actually a pretty bittersweet occasion as we say goodbye to Al, who's been an invaluable member of our team for the past 2 years. It's hard to believe that went pretty fast, didn't it? Al has consistently provided us with exceptional insights and a vital student perspective during our meetings. His contributions to the board have been remarkable. Furthermore, it is worth mentioning that Al holds the esteemed positions of valedictorian and senior class president. His dedication and leadership have truly made a positive impact on our school community. In addition to his involvement on the board, Al's achievements and interests were recently highlighted in the Portland Press, where he was recognized as one of the top 10 high school graduates to watch. This distinction speaks volumes about his academic accomplishments and the outstanding qualities he possesses. As Al embarks on his new journey at Princeton, where he will be pursuing a major in astrophysics, which is just mind-blowing actually to me, we wholeheartedly wish him every success. Al, we have no doubt that you will continue to shine brightly and make significant contributions in your future endeavors. Please join me in expressing our appreciation to Al for his exceptional service and congratulating him on his remarkable achievements. We are proud to have had him as part of our board. What? Not yet. Hang on. And we are excited to see the remarkable things he will accomplish in the future. On behalf of the board, thank you so much. It's better back here. I have a lot to talk about students. On May 10th, Mr. Howell, Ms. Burtonay, March Gavoni, and I had the honor of attending the last gathering with the Student Council and other students. Throughout the past months, board members have had the invaluable opportunity to interact with over 40 student groups, receiving their feedback and gaining profound insights into various aspects of life at our high school. I want to express my sincerest gratitude to all the students who actively participated in these meetings, as well as their dedicated advisors. Your engagement, enthusiasm, and willingness to share your perspectives have made this experience immensely fulfilling for all of us serving on the board. Looking ahead, I hope we can continue this format next year. The connection we have fostered with our students, along with the valuable feedback and insights we have gained, will undoubtedly contribute to creating an inclusive and supportive educational environment. Once again, I extend my heartfelt appreciation to all the students and advisors who have been instrumental in making these meetings successful. Your contributions have had a profound impact on our understanding of student experiences, and we are eager to explore further opportunities for collaboration and growth at Windham High School. So thank you for the guidance of Vanessa Mishu, who put it all together. I also have some comments about Katahdin. Last week, I, among others, had the opportunity to attend the Katahdin program and their graduation. For those unfamiliar with the Katahdin program, this program is a small community utilizing the classroom, the outdoors, and the greater community to provide alternative education programming for students grades 9 to 12. Under the leadership of Craig Hames and his amazingly dedicated staff, 6 students were celebrated as they graduate from this remarkable program. I'd like to acknowledge them now. Margaret Dalton, Jasmine Escalera, Rachel Fitzgerald, Jacob Fredette, Amy Hoover, and Liliana Look. All graduations are wonderful celebrations of student achievement, but I have to say the graduation at Katahdin is very powerful as we witness firsthand the strong connection staff have with these students and the incredible perseverance and resilience they possess. Congratulations to you 6. We wish you every success as you journey into the world. Continuing on. Graduation. This Sunday, we're excited to celebrate the remarkable achievements of our 218 Windham High School graduates at the Civic Center. As members of the school board, we've had the privilege of witnessing the incredible growth, dedication, and determination displayed by this year's graduating class and celebrate the endless possibilities that lie ahead. We have full confidence that you will leave your mark on the world and make positive difference in your chosen paths. As you embark on this new chapter of your lives, we extend our heartfelt wishes for success. Congratulations, Class 2023. This upcoming celebration serves as a testament to your exceptional achievements and the bright futures that await each and every one of you. Congratulations to all. Hang on, my nose is running. Sorry. I'd like to speak about staff just for a moment. As we approach the end of the school year, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt appreciation for our incredible staff. Without each and every one of you, the remarkable achievements of our students would not be possible. Your dedication and unwavering commitment to the education of our students are truly commendable. Every staff member plays a vital role in the important work of RSU 14, providing instruction and creating opportunities for the success of all of our students. Your hard work, passion, and diligence have made a significant impact on the lives of our students, shaping their futures and inspiring them to reach their full potential. I'm immensely grateful for the countless hours you have devoted to planning, engaging lessons, providing guidance and support, fostering a nurturing environment, and going above and beyond to ensure the academic and personal growth of our students. Your unwavering dedication is truly admirable. As the school year draws to a close, I hope you take the time to rest, recharge, and enjoy a well-deserved summer break. May this time of rejuvenation allow you to return in the new year with renewed enthusiasm and energy, ready to continue making a positive difference in the lives of our students. Once again, I extend my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for your invaluable contributions. Your commitment to excellence and your passion for education are what make our district truly exceptional. Thank you for your unwavering dedication and for being the driving force behind the success of our students. Wishing you a wonderful summer filled with relaxation, joy, and rejuvenation. And I just want to acknowledge some folks Mr. Howe had sent. And this may not be the full list, but it's what I have, of those folks who are retiring this year, and I'd just like to acknowledge them as well for their work on behalf of RSU 14. Moria Case at Jordan Small Middle School, Carrie Clue, Jordan Small Middle School, Jack Fitch, Jordan Small Middle School, Susie Gagnon at RES, Tammy Stifler at Windham High School, Jim O'Connor at Windham High School, Rob Jurgens at Windham Middle School, Gwen Roberts, Windham Middle School, Bill Westcott, Windham Middle School, Mike Stone, Windham Primary School, Tonda Butts, Windham Primary School, and Susan LaChance at Windham Primary School. There's likely some other folks that I don't have a listing of, but I wanted to acknowledge all of these folks' contributions to our district, and we wish you all well. So I want to say congratulations because you're retiring. Now I will turn it over to anyone else who has something they'd like to share.
This is a little bit redundant. You took some of my steam, but you did well. Okay, so this is not our last meeting, but this is our last meeting before the end of school. So I wanted to thank all of the staff that is retiring this year for their many years of dedication in caring for the students and the many times they have been there for everybody's children. I also want to thank the bus drivers who are always there to pick your children up and try to keep mayhem to a minimum while carefully driving them safely to school and back, which was not an easy job, as we've ever seen a bus go by. The cafeteria folks, whether they were behind the counter cooking that fabulous food and serving, or the noon monitors who made sure they ate their breakfast and lunches and kept them safe on the playground. Facility staff who made sure the buildings were always ready for each day and that it is not even counting cleaning up after everyone and attending to the daily accidents that happen, especially at the primary school. Those are the kids throwing up, by the way, and those toilets that got clogged. Groundskeepers who kept those playing fields in tip-top shape for practice and games. I'm sure the athletic department appreciated that, and the students. And finally, the teachers and aides and support staff that worked tirelessly to make sure that every student had the access to a great education. I can't begin to go through the many hours in and out of school that your children and all of the children in the districts were always their priority. And kudos to everybody in the school department. Thank you to the PTA, PTO, and the Boosters Club, who do so much and don't get half the recognition that they should. And I know I'm going to forget somebody. And thank you to the parents for all you do. We all know it's not easy raising kids, and this generation is probably a little more challenging because the world is changing faster than it has in the past. We can only hope to be good role models and mentors. I'm sure I didn't get everyone, but I hope they know how important they are and what an impact they have, whether directly or indirectly, on every student and family in our district. Lastly, I am very privileged to serve on this board and work with this administration because whether you agree or not, this is a great district that cares very deeply about all the students, and this board is no exception.
Now I got to follow you, but I just wanted to take a moment to recognize that Girls on the Run ran a 5K on Sunday, and not just 5K, in the rain and the cold. And some of these teachers were also with them, and they did an amazing job and learned what Girls on the Run really meant, persevering. They did so good, and they were so proud of themselves after. And we had 2 teams for the primary and 1 for Manchester, so hopefully we can get even more next year, which is awesome.
Okay, a couple just ads for big thanks. One of the things that I had the pleasure of learning a lot more about on the school build committee was just the depth of work that's going into that new school, and not realizing that it started 2 years ago plus for curriculum planning and project work and the collaboration between the 2 towns. And early on last year, when I had just come into working with the team on the board, recognizing the work of Drew Patton and Peter Hill, and just the depth and the detail that they put together for the work that went to the state, and thinking back, just the times that I was able to share, not as many as I would like to have this year at the middle school here, but just 2 terrific individuals that are also moving on. And from my perspective, just want to recognize that they've just provided, a terrific kind of in the background springboard for that new middle school work on top of the work that they did moving forward. So I just wanted to say thank you. That was really, really clear to me from the beginning. And just a message of gratitude to those moving on and retiring, some of my kiddos' favorites, so wishing them well as well. And just in light of the recent concerns with the bus, I would love, I'm not sure how the rest of the board feels, to hear from transportation, technology, and innovations that could assist. Was really surprised to hear about the technology that already exists on our buses. I admit I had no idea, what cameras and techniques and what responsibility those bus drivers do have when they get in to drive that bus every day. And I would be interested to see if it's appropriate to hear if there's anything that the board could support on technology and innovation to not only improve the current fleet for safety, cameras, alert methods, just anything that the transportation team might be would be interested in sharing with us in improvements. I'm not sure if there are any, but I would be interested to see if there's something we could support in that mission to continue to keep the kids safe with everything they have on their plate. And just encouraging the public to please come out and vote for our school budget next week. And that's all I had for tonight.
So I've been on the board now for just shy of 2 years, and it coincides with my daughter being in high school. She's finishing our sophomore year. So one of the things that the last few years has brought to my relationship with her is some pretty serious conversations about what's happening in our community, in our schools, in our country, and in our world. So I would be remiss if I didn't thank the circumstances for giving me the opportunity to have these conversations with her. But at the same time, really disappointed that I've had to had those conversations with her. We were talking recently about all of the strife going on in the community about materials that are in the libraries and other things that are being supported in the schools that some people don't think should be. And she was talking about how, in her experience in the high school, she hears a lot of kids talk about how they're unhappy with what's going on. Regardless of where they stand on the issue, they're not happy about it. And so she came up with an idea that I thought was kind of good, so I thought I'd talk about it tonight. To do, basically have the kids vote on different issues, blind voting on paper, not through their computers, kind of like you do when you go to town meeting and you vote, or to go to the town hall and you vote. You fill out a piece of paper and you put it in the box and somebody checks your name off. She expressed that it would have to be, can't be through computers, it has to be on paper, because a lot of the kids she has conversations with and who she overhears, they are fearful to express their opinions. And this kind of feeds into what I was talking about last meeting about people needing safe spaces. It troubles me that children, kids, young adults, however we want to classify them, are fearful for expressing their opinions about different things. It really makes me question what kind of environment are we supporting, condoning, and not to accuse anyone of anything in particular, just all of us. What are we doing? It was a long time since I was in high school. And yeah, high school kids can be concerned about how what they say and what they do is going to be regarded by other people. But I've never seen or heard anything like this. And it's very troubling for the future of our community and frankly for our world, where people feel they are silenced before they even have a chance to speak. So I thought it was a great idea she had, and perhaps would give some guidance not only to the board, but also the community of where the students' opinions are. And I agree with her that the only way to get a true picture of where they stand on the issues is to have them vote on paper. Thank you.
Anybody else? All set? Okay, we're going to move into committee reports, and we'll start with finance.
So finance has not met since before last month, I think.
With Pete Hensler's resignation from the board, I am the new chair of the Finance Committee. And I have some big shoes to fill because he's done it for a number of years and knew everything off the top of his head. So I will be planning some meetings with finance and the team at central office this summer to become educated in how the finances run in the school system. And so hopefully my college education and accounting from a gazillion years ago will come in handy finally. Thank you.
Facilities?
Facilities met last night, and again, I have not even been around. So I think what I'm going to do, because a lot of what we discussed last night was at the Manchester School in association with the sewer project and the other things going on with the new middle school. So for this particular meeting, I'm going to defer to Mr. Howell.
Sure. So we had a chance for facilities to meet last night at the Manchester School, and first of all, it's nice to be able to do a site walk as part of a meeting because so often we've been looking at plans on pieces of paper, and to be able to see it at scale and to see what was happening. So facilities had a couple items that they were able to talk about last night. First of all, our two separate land negotiations that the district is currently working on for the new middle school at 61 Wyndham Center Road. One of those negotiations the board is going to be voting on tonight, which is an option agreement to swap an acre with an acre for an acre and a half. And that will provide the district with access out to River Road, which will greatly improve the traffic on that campus. We'll have a chance to talk about that later in the meeting when that vote comes up. In addition, we talked about negotiations that are currently ongoing, so we can't talk about them yet, but we're getting close for another parcel that's close to that, which will again make that campus a little bit larger and make it a little bit more usable. We also spent some time walking the Manchester campus, and honestly, it was good for me because I had forgotten how large the Manchester campus actually is. You forget that it's a 25-acre parcel. We think of it just the Manchester building and the little parking lot that's there, but looking at what is going to be coming forward with new town fields plus the North Wyndham Sewer Project, we had a chance to walk the facility, had a chance to walk Sposito Road, which is the road that is adjacent to Manchester School. It runs down to Collins Pond, and for those of you who did not know, RSU 14 owns both sides of that road. So we had a chance to walk down through and tour. In addition, we had a chance to head out through the woods on the backside and look at some places where we'll have a baseball field, softball field, and a couple of multi-purpose fields. So had an opportunity to see that. It was nice. Bill Hansen was able to join us as well, and we were able to answer some questions. And honestly, for me, I think it generated a lot of excitement for the project, which, again, we're going to be talking about here in a minute because there's going to be an initial bid that the board will be voting on. But that project is due to start 1st of July. It heads to the Wyndham Planning Board. I think it's the 28th of June. And if all goes well with that planning board meeting, then the green light will go to start. We also, on the Tuesday, and I don't know if it's the 24th or the 23rd, but at this point it looks like Senator King, Senator Collins, possibly the governor, and some other state officials will be here for the official ribbon cutting of this project. It will be the most clean, environmentally sensitive wastewater treatment facility, probably in Maine when it's built. In addition, it will be a huge economic driving factor for North Wyndham, and it will greatly increase throughout this project what's available for playing fields for kids in Wyndham, and I know some Raymond with some kids that are some crossovers. So really a project that's benefiting on 3 different levels, but was good to be able to get out there. And we also had a chance to talk about the middle school project is moving quickly. We anticipate that end of this month we will have the community straw poll. We have some information that's going to be going out next week on that, which is a non-binding vote by the community on whether or not 61 Wyndham Center Road is the best place to put a school. That is a requirement in the state funding process, and it's really, I think it's step 8 or 9 in the process that we have to go through. But more to come on that, but it was a good chance to get out and see Manchester campus.
Thank you. Policy continues to work hard. We've been meeting every week. Our concentration's been on IJJ, which you've heard a lot about. We have separated the curriculum component from the library component, and right now we're proposing having 2 separate policies. They're 2 different animals, and we're concentrating on the curriculum side. It's incredible, and Jody and Jessica, who are also on the committee, can attest to the amount of detail that we're considering as we work through this policy. I've said before, we've learned a lot through experience, what works and what doesn't work for this policy, and I think we've come to the conclusion that separating the 2 is going to make it cleaner and more easily understood. I'd like to be able to tell you that we've almost concluded our work, but we really haven't. We are really still working on the curriculum and have not even, we've got drafts for both, but we haven't had the deep dive into the library component. We're making good progress. I'm pretty excited about the way the work is going. We're doing a lot of research. We're doing a lot of comparisons with other districts. We're using Drummond and Woodsum drafts. We're using MSMA drafts. I can tell you that we're being extremely thoughtful based on our experience and based on what I think will work for our staff and our district. So no conclusion yet, but we're going to meet again next Monday to talk about it. So more to come. Curriculum.
We did not officially meet, but Christine and I sat down and we made a plan for next year, which I still have to email to everybody. And things will be a little different, but everything will be online as soon as we get everything figured out.
Okay, technology.
We did not meet. We're done for the summer.
Lucky you. Okay. Adult ed. Jenny is on Zoom. I don't know if she has, nope. Okay. Vocational?
We did have a meeting on May 11th. Westbrook WRBC is our main center for students. That is where they have to apply first if the courses that they're looking for are available there. There wasn't too much from that meeting other than the fact there was a lot of end of year award ceremonies, senior barbecue. They did, and of course the students were still working on their integrated credits. That was in process. But they did make a statement that they had basically lost students during the school year. Wyndham has a total of 59 students there, excuse me, 38 males, 21 females. Most of them are 11th and 12th graders. But they lost students during the school year, and a lot of it was in any of the courses that required a higher degree for electricity. A lot of it was electricity, so they felt that the math scores were not up where they should have been in order for them to get into that program. So they were going to get in contact with the schools and the guidance counselors to figure out a better way of when they interview, actually letting the schools know where do they need them to be on the math scale before they applied to something like electricity. That was one example that they gave. So from there, they went on to, we went to the paths, and what they do now, we didn't do it in the past, but we do now is both meetings are at the same school at the same time. We used to travel from one school and then leave and go to the other school. Okay, we've expedited that, or they have, I should say, which is great. So PAS, as everybody knows, is in Portland, and they have if you've watched the news, they have a new superintendent, Ryan Scalin. I think he comes from Pennsylvania, Philadelphia. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know what effect it's going to have on the school. There was discussion, and they did a survey on, I think Chris had brought it up before when I wasn't here, about a third session, and that would basically be a session that was run after school. They did a survey. They felt there was a lot of interest in it. So they were talking about collaborating with the community college for possibly using some of their space. It's still in the investigative stage, so to speak. And they feel there's also some grant funds that might help. So they're looking to see if they can get a plan in place by next March. So there'll be more to come on that as it goes along. The other thing is they're looking at new programs there. One of them happens to be aquaculture. And that would have the same credentials as their marine systems program. They said the only catch there is they have to have water access, which they presently don't have. So they're investigating that. The other one is outdoor leadership and cybersecurity. They checked with LL Bean, and the insurance company would have to underwrite the qualities of the program. And so they strongly feel that they're going to be able to move ahead with the outdoor leadership one. These are all in the works, so nothing is definite on them yet. They said there really is no more room on their campus for a lot of these things, so they're looking at some possible middle school locations to be able to do it. Another thing that came up was they were looking at, and I have no idea where Camp Ketcha is. That was another possible place that they might go. So again, there's the thing of busing, because the minute they go off campus, you have to be able to get the kids there. So there'll be more to come on that in the future. The other thing they talked about was our recruitment update. Student applications are up, which means that the waiting lists are longer. They have a few openings in masonry, but all of the other programs are filled. So the good news is the technical schools are becoming a little more popular. The bad news is they really don't have enough space to do it all. So that's something I think that has been coming up in the last year or so frequently. The other thing is they have lost their music instructor, their landscape instructor, and their culinary arts teacher has left. They have some solid applicants for the music and the landscape instructor one. I think the culinary one was recent. They were recently told about that shortly before that. They seem to have quite a turnover with that, and I think it's because they just go and they find a better paying job somewhere. I mean, if you are a chef, you can get paid good money out there. So it's really hard sometimes for them to get people who are willing to come into the schools to do that. So the rest of it is, as both schools had the same issue, it always is, every year, is parking. Parking is always an issue, and it's kind of like I ask the schools, please just make sure only second-year students drive there, because they have discovered first-year students there, they're excited, they usually have just got their license, and they really don't want to take the bus, they want to take their car. So they said, can they please make sure they're taking the bus and not that. And I think that is the main gist of it. Portland had a lot more than Westbrook. So that's it for now.
Well, the swan song from Al Potter.
Well, it wouldn't be the last student report if I didn't talk about quiz show. So, I don't know if you saw the episode a couple of weeks ago, but I've known about this since like December. So, the quiz show is going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school. It's going to be held at the high school So we lost the semifinals, which is too bad. But if you saw the episode, it was amazing. It was a really, really great episode. So you should definitely check it out. The amount of conversations we had with Todd with that episode were really, really hilarious. I highly recommend you check that episode out. And even though we were, it's also kind of funny or kind of cool. For a bunch of years, we weren't actually able to qualify for the TV show. So the last 2 years, the fact that we were semifinalists and then also state champions in Quiz Bowl is really a testament to the team, the students, and our advisors. So go Quiz Bowl. I'm excited to see what the team is going to be like next year. Also, just another shout out for graduation this Sunday. The class of 2023 is surprisingly well at marching practice, just like Miss Haypen. Sometimes you never know like how well we're gonna do marching, but she was like the first time we marched in there, she was elated. So we did a good. We can march and beat. So that's what really matters. And also wanted to just thank the school board and the administrators for having the student representative role. It's been really amazing. Wasn't quite sure what I was getting into. Even if I was sure, things certainly changed these last 2 years. But it's actually been really fun, and I'm really gonna miss it. And I know that sounds crazy because I don't know how many people necessarily are gonna miss going to school board meetings, but I certainly will. I've learned a lot. It's been really fun, and I can promise you that I will stop by next year and come see a school board meeting for good fun sakes. That's all I got. Thank you.
Thank you, Al. You'll be missed. We're going to move on to another exciting agenda item, project-based learning. I'd like to invite Christine Frost-Burtonnet, Assistant Superintendent, and Christine Hessler, Director of Curriculum and Assessment, to come wherever you're going to go and present an overview video of project-based learning to the board.
Thank you. So I would imagine you hear acronyms from time to time, a bit of alphabet soup as we call it in education, perhaps RTI, MTSS, PBIS, ELL, MLL. We could go on. Are there any I'm missing now? Lots of acronyms. We're going to attempt to demystify one of those this evening. That's PBL. Does that ring a bell? Project-based learning. We will do our best to demystify. So we charged Gary Harriman with a project, and he is going to be putting on the website for your viewing pleasure a much longer version of what we are about to show. And this is our attempt to demystify project-based learning.
To take our standards and help students acquire that knowledge by having them think deeply about a topic and to make choices on how they want to talk about their learning, share their learning, and it also helps them understand and focus on solution to whatever project that they're working on.
And experiential learning takes those project-based experiences and really connects the knowledge and skills students are learning, that they're developing, and provides them with an opportunity to engage in an experience, a real-world, authentic experience to connect the known to the new, to really have that sense of where do I see this problem in the world around me.
So what's happening in the classroom is a teacher looking at their whole class. What are they interested in? We've done some brainstorming. What is happening in our community? Do they have a passion for something? Do they have some connection? And then the teacher's role is to work with the students in identifying these are the standards and performance indicators that actually fit in our project building so that we can figure out a solution for our community.
So that inquiry-based, student-led interest, desire to learn, to go deep in an area, that the teacher understands those individual student interests and creates conditions and experiences for them to go deep. The beauty of collaboration, or professional collaboration, is another important component of project-based learning and experiential learning. You see a lot of times where educators are joining together from cross-content area specialties and thinking about a more global way to expose this child to a series of knowledge and skills that we're expecting them to learn. So it's a highly professional, collaborative design process that leads to students engaging in a very collaborative experience or project.
For teachers, they're seeing students who usually don't shine in a typical academic center really shining because it's a different way of thinking, it's a different way of learning, also a different way of presenting their learning.
Through integrated project-based learning design and experiential design, you are more likely to ignite enthusiasm in students who may have otherwise felt disconnected, a more compartmentalized design of the day. So this integrated approach really can, if inquiry-based, can really hook learners who have been disconnected.
So this was just some highlights. This really was a quick glance for you. The reason the other one is so long is because we couldn't keep trimming the incredible educators who spoke with passionate and talked about their whole process from RES to the high school to Wyndham Middle School. And so we are going to post that tomorrow, or Gary might do that tonight on our RSU 14 webpage under the news item so that you can view that whole thing and hear the whole story of each of these things. There's no way Christine and I can replicate the absolute gift that our educators have. Another piece of this work is I'm fortunate through our curriculum work that many of you have been following. I have some educators coming this summer who are going to help draft some integrated units that K through 8 can try and look at and explore so that we can continue to support this kind of integration for our students across the RSU. So I hope you get a chance. We're going to leave it up there a long time. We know we're in the end of school and things are crazy, but we'll leave it there so you're able to view it whenever you can.
Thank you both very much. We're going to move on to item 11, appointments. May I have a motion, please?
I move to approve the following appointments for the 2023-2024 school year. Jennifer Snow, psychologist, Wyndham Primary School, PhD, CAGS 13, $82,334.92. Sarah Swenson, grade 1 teacher, Wyndham Primary School, bachelor's 16, $65,508.65. Avanthia Decopoulos, K through 3 teacher, 1 year only, Wyndham Primary School, bachelor's 0, $43,893.92. Katie Capaferri, K through 3 teacher, 1 year only, Wyndham Primary School, bachelor's 6, $51,687.51. Ellen Walker, grade 1 teacher, Wyndham Primary School, bachelor's 1, $44,982.39. Amy Jorgensen, grade 3 teacher, Wyndham Primary School, bachelor's 1, $44,982.39. Killian Diggins, grade 2 teacher, Wyndham Primary School, bachelor's 3, $48,010.50. Tanya Bell, grade 3 teacher, 1 year only, Wyndham Primary School, bachelor's 0, $43,839.92. Josie Lang, math teacher, Wyndham High School, bachelor's 1, $43,982.39. Tess Hall, English teacher, Wyndham High School, bachelor's 4, $48,455.15. Miranda Eisenhart, grade 5 teacher, Jordan Small Middle School, bachelor's 0, $43,839.92. Emily Gredzen, grade 7 teacher, ELA/social studies teacher, Wyndham Middle School, bachelor's 0, $43,893.92. Jennifer Bayou, industrial tech teacher, Jordan Small Middle School, master's 14, $63,836.74. Kayla Evangelist, standard space teacher, Jordan Small Middle School, Masters 11, $63,713.37.
Second.
Okay, because Jenny's, is on Zoom, all motions will be roll call.
All set?
All set?
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler? Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
I have a comment, if you don't mind. May I make a comment?
Yes.
Okay, because we are talking about teachers and we are talking about salary, and I should have brought this up earlier, I meant to. I want everybody out there to know that teachers' salaries are set during contract negotiations, and their contracts dictate what they're giving. And if you go by what the state is right now, our lowest is well above what the minimal they're asking for. And I vote yes.
Thank you.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Thank you. We're going to move on to item 12, facilities. A motion, please.
I move to enter into contract with Doughton Construction of Freeport, Maine in the amount up to $402,400 to complete the revolving renovation project and the scope of work at Jordan Small Middle School.
Second.
Okay. Very good. Public comment?
Did Christina second that?
I did. I attempted to. She wasn't finished.
I was going to say it was the lowest responsible bidder, but I was interrupted.
No fighting. No fighting for the motions. Any public comments? Seeing none. Board discussion. Roll call.
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes. That it? Okay. Another motion, please.
I move to enter into contract with Shaw Brothers of Gorham, Maine in the amount up to $4,837,174.65 to complete the Manchester School site work project. RSU 14's responsibility will be $2,445,650.70 of the total amount listed above. Shaw Brothers were the lowest responsible bidder.
Second.
Public comment. Board discussion. Roll call.
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Okay, before we get into the motions for item 13, I just want to give a little explanation. The policies under consideration this evening are revisions proposed by the Maine Department of Education School Lunch Program as part of our district review. The uniform grant guidance requires local school units that receive federal funds to have a planned, specific written procurement and conflict of interest policies and procedures that would apply to any solicitation or contract for goods or services using federal funds. The following policies have been revised to follow this guideline. The first policy is EFE, competitive food sales, sales of foods in competition with food service program. The current RSU policy references a chapter of Maine law that has been discontinued, and the revisions align with new required language. The second policy is policy BCB, which addresses board member conflict of interest. The proposed revised policy aims to incorporate specific language that addresses any conflicts of interest that may arise, and specifically addresses contracts and financial interests that a board member might have with regard to federal funds. This addition will ensure transparency and integrity in our decision-making process. And the third policy under consideration is DJH, Purchasing and Contracting Procurement Staff Code of Conduct. This is a new policy that we don't have on the books and supports the recommendations of our district food service review, including how to address disputes that may arise in the procurement process. Again, this covers the federal requirements for schools using federal funds. May I have a motion on EFE, please?
I move to approve the first revised reading of policy EFE, competitive food sales.
Second.
Public comment? Board discussion? Yep.
So I heard what you said about required language, but I just thought it was interesting reading through this. I couldn't find any functional difference from what we had before to what these changes bring. Are there any that I missed?
The only real significant change is the reference to Maine Department of Education Rule Chapter 51, which has been sunsetted.
Right, so what we actually do doesn't change.
Correct.
Okay, and I had one bit of clarity, the very last line. For example, foods and beverages of minimal nutritional value cannot be sold during dances open only to students.
Wait a minute, where are you?
I apologize. Very last line here.
Oh, here? Okay.
Do we have dances that are open to the public? Like, could I buy a ticket to prom?
No, but if you were to do a fundraiser in which you were to invite the public.
Then you could sell minimally nutritious food. Okay.
At school dances, we don't sell food, so if you're not selling the food, is it still fine to be giving bad food? That's my question.
I don't even know how to answer that.
Okay. All right, sweet.
All food is good. No, it's really the original policy that when it was passed back, and I got to go back to the original year. Actually, it was pre-2009. I think this is when the district came together, was the 2009 reading, was really to look at what types of food were available to students during the school day, as well as at school-sponsored functions.
This is like Stump the Chump, isn't it? We set? Roll call?
Kate Briggs?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler? Yes. Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
I recuse from voting on this motion due to potential conflict of interest.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. DJH, a motion, please.
Motion to approve the first reading of policy DJH, Purchasing and Contracting Procurement Staff Code of Conduct.
Second.
Public comment? Public comment? Board discussion?
So I don't think this mic, is it on? I can not. Is it different?
Which one? Can you just...
So I just went through this and just had a couple of observations. These policies, so it's not only DJH, but BCB as well, when it says spouse, should we include domestic partner? I just, no. So if somebody's not legally married, then it doesn't matter. They can...
Correct. This policy follows Maine law, which talks about somebody who's married, not a domestic partner.
Okay. And then under staff gifts and solicitations, is there a definition of what agent of RSU 14 is?
I don't know the answer to that. Are you the agent?
I'm the secretary.
You're the secretary.
Yeah, it just, you know, I work in policies every day in my real life, and it just made me hesitate because there's no definition of agents. And in other policies, it does give definitions of what things are.
I think we pulled that out. I'm looking at the MA sample policy, and in the language, it's agents of the school unit. Before we do the second revised reading, we can get some clarification on that, because I don't have the answer.
Okay. And then, I guess that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Any other comments? Roll call.
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Okay, we're moving on to BCB.
I move to approve the first revised reading of the policy BCB Board Member Conflict of Interest.
Second.
Public comment? Board discussion? Yep.
Under contracts, number 1, board member having the interest makes full disclosure of interest before any action is taken and abstains from voting. Shouldn't that be recused, since that's what I just did? And not abstain?
We had some discussion about the difference between abstain and recuse and whether they mean the same or not. They don't mean the same? What's the difference?
If you abstain, you're essentially just taking a position. If you recuse yourself, it means that you have some kind of
Reason?
like an
Interest in the outcome of the vote?
Okay.
definition of agent too, if you want it.
So I just want to make sure that language is appropriate before it's officially voted on. And then the other one, again, questioning if domestic partner should be included where it's referenced as spouse. And then also, just a question on employment. It mentions, a former member of the board becoming employed. What about a former employee coming to being on the board? Should that be addressed at all in this? So an employee of the RSU could quit their job today and run for the board tomorrow? There's nothing against that? It's just the other way around? Okay.
Yeah, you can't be an employee and be on the board. But and we've had individuals who've run for the board who've been employees, and then as soon as they won, they have resigned from their position and then have taken a spot on the board.
You all set?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll call.
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Report of the Secretary to approve the minutes of May 3rd, 2023.
I move to approve the minutes of the May 3rd, 2023 meeting.
Second.
Public comment? Board discussion? Did I see a hand? No. Okay. Roll call?
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes. Minutes of May 17, 2023.
I move to approve the minutes of the May 17th, 2023 meeting.
Second.
Public comment? Board discussion? All those in favor? No. Nice. Roll call.
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Minutes of May 24, 2023.
I move to approve the minutes of the May 24th, 2023 meeting.
Second.
Public comment? Board discussion? Seeing none, roll call.
Kate Bricks?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Item number 14, motion please.
I move to approve going into executive session to discuss the RSU 14 contract negotiations with the RSU 14 Board of Directors, excuse me, pursuant to 1 MRSA subsection 4056D.
Second. Roll call. This is fun.
Kate Briggs?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler? Yes. Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Okay, we are going to exit out and we shall return.
Well, so they're not in the shop.
No, nobody
Moved everything, right?
Is everybody settled? Do we wait for Christine? We need to wait for Christine? Okay. May I have a motion, please?
Wait a minute, I forgot where we were.
15, we're on 15.
15.3. Where are we? Up there, okay. I move to enter into executive session to discuss Raymond Wyndham Education Support Professionals Association contract negotiations with the RSU 14 School Board pursuant to 1 MRSA subsection 4056D.
Second.
Thank you, roll call.
Kate Briggs?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler? Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
We're in executive session. Please join us.
We'll leave snacks out, just stuff like that. Well, me too, and they look me out. I'm coming. I just had to do it.
Good to see you.
Yeah. We can't forget Jenny. The other day.
She's not cute.
Oh my goodness. Jenny, fluffer not our.
She is.
She good?
All hair. Welcome back. We've been waiting.
You guys are just so. I just had so much to say. I know, they don't care. They're still standing. It's my favorite people, so that's all that matters.
Because we're 15.3 now, right?
We're 3.
Okay.
Yeah. May I have a motion, please?
I move to ratify the Raymond Wyndham Educational Support Professionals Association contract for July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2026.
Second.
Oh, no public comment. Roll call, please.
Kate Briggs?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler? Yes. Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Item number 16, motion, please.
I move to enter into executive session to discuss the acquisition of property with the RSU 14 Board pursuant to 1 MRSA subsection 4056C.
Second.
Roll call.
Kate Briggs?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler? Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
We'll be back.
No,
during lunch today did say food. I'm like, come on. What did you do at school today? I have to get a picture from a different teacher just to know.
Did you bring Jenny back? Jenny.
Behind the table.
Peeled them and made a fork.
Okay, ladies and gent. Gents, plural, pardon. Motion.
I move that the superintendent of schools be authorized to negotiate, execute, and deliver an option agreement between RSU 14 and Presumpscot Regional Land Trust, the trust, granting RSU 14 the option to purchase approximately 1 acre or more of the trust land on River Road in the town of Wyndham, tax map 11, lot 49A, to provide RSU 14 with frontage on River Road for the proposed construction site that RSU 14 has an option to acquire from JDT Realty LLC, JDT Land, and giving such consideration for that purchase as the superintendent deems necessary and advisable, including but not limited to 1, approximately 1.5 acres of the JDT land containing wetlands of special significance, 2, a parking and access easement benefiting the remaining trust land, 3, a boardwalk and observation area to be constructed by RSU 14, and 4, payment of the trust legal fees for the option and the exchange.
Second.
Public comment? Board discussion? Roll call.
Kate Briggs?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Item number 17.
I move to enter into executive session to discuss district office executive administrator contracts for ensuing contract years pursuant to 1 MRSA subsection 4056A.
Second. Roll call.
Kate Briggs?
Yes, sir.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler?
Yes.
Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Thank you.
We got you, Jenny. Yeah, tell them the race says.
Yeah. Woo. Sorry.
Caitlin's like,
Oh, Caitlin. Sorry. And she's back. Item number 18, a motion, please.
I move to enter into executive session to discuss the superintendent's evaluation pursuant to 1 MRSA subsection 4056A and not return to regular meeting.
Second.
Roll call.
Right. Kate Briggs?
Yes.
Jessica Bridges?
Yes.
Jenny Butler? Jody Carroll?
Yes.
Caitlin Downs?
Yes.
Marge Gavoni?
Yes.
Shar Jewell?
Yes.
Christina Small?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone. We're not coming back to see you. Thank you for attending and your patience, and farewell.